So covering her mouth with her hand did bugger all because she said it quite loudly. Hi beautiful beings, it's Rebecca, the Vegan Pixie Warrior. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel or my podcast. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my Liberation Pledge. This particular event took part on my birthday, and I'm hoping that by the end of it, you'll realise that it has its ups and downs. It's not all easy. I don't want to put it in a fluffy blanket and say that everyone responds to the pledge well, because that's not always the case. The particular one was my birthday. I booked a table at an all-vegan restaurant. I did this on purpose because there were some non-vegans coming to the birthday meal who I knew would choose a meat option even though I've told them about my pledge. So to remove this from happening, I booked an all-vegan place. We went to a little place called Eat Your Greens in Bristol. There was, I think there was about 20 of us maybe, and so most of us were actually vegan activists, which was fantastic, and the meat eaters were my in-laws and my mother and my stepfather. So everything's going well. I know that my mother in particular is not comfortable. She says that vegan food makes her sick, which I don't understand, but there you go. I have mentioned to her, don't worry, like, do you eat broccoli? You know, you eat this, you eat that, that's vegan food, that doesn't make you sick. But anyway, everything's going well, great atmosphere, lovely to see all my friends coming out for me. The restaurant had actually put as well a sign on the door saying happy birthday Rebecca in chalk pen, which was really nice, a really nice little touch. And Eat Your Greens is amazing. If you're ever in Bristol, go to Eat Your Greens, but book in advance because they're fully booked up. The portions are massive for what they charge. They should either charge more, in my opinion. You should charge more, babs, or you should put less on the plate because, oh my God, my lasagna was enough to feed 2 people. But the food was great. A lot of people had the burgers, the starters were fantastic. Just everything, the atmosphere, the service, it felt like I was eating at a friend's house. It was just lovely, so welcoming. Halfway through the meal, my mum says to my stepfather, she covers her mouth with her hand and says to my stepfather, shall we go to McDonald's on the way home? I heard her, so covering her mouth with her hand did bugger all because she said it quite loudly. I just looked at her and I said, Mum, that's enough. That's not nice. Please don't do that. Number one, she sat next to one of my friends, George Martin, who is a fierce activist. And if he'd have heard her, I don't know what he would have said, but luckily he wasn't sat there at the time. I did tell him later on, he didn't realise. But anyway, the funny thing is my mum's never even had a McDonald's. Like, when we were kids, we weren't taken to McDonald's. I went there for my 7th birthday, but it was kind of discouraged when we were growing up to go there. I think my dad used to take us there on weekends, but my mum never took us there. So, and I knew why she was doing it. She wanted to get a rise, but I'm sat with like 20 of my activist friends, and my mother and father-in-law sat next to me, and I don't want to kick off. It's my birthday. I want to have a nice time. Why would you do that? So it kind of pissed me off a little bit, but I didn't kick off. I just wanted the evening to go nice, and I didn't want to have any trouble or fuss. I did bring it up with her another time, and I said how that hurt me, that comment, and that I knew that what was meant by it, and it upset me because me and my mum were really close, but since becoming an activist, not so close. So that is one of my negative experiences, but that's how I handled it. So I didn't kick off. There were some conversations around the table. Bearing in mind there was only 4 non-vegans at the table for this birthday meal, and so there were some questions from my in-laws. Not many, but I think my family and my in-laws have kind of heard it all before because I've been like screaming at them for the last almost 3 years. So yeah, so that's my story of my birthday. If you've had a similar experience, please put a comment below. If you have been inspired by one of my videos to get involved in activism or take the Liberation Pledge, then please put a comment below. If you'd like to get a fork for the Liberation Pledge to symbolise it, I'll just put that in there. I'll pop a link down below. I'll also pop a link below to the Liberation Pledge website where you can find support and information on taking the pledge. Thanks to my Patreons that support me through my Patreon account. It's amazing that you're showing that support. If you do like the content that I create and you want to help support me to make more, then please check out my Patreon page. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit like, share, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.